One of the greatest boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago. And for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor. Not so much the one with Logan Paul. I just see some of these things, and this is just my personal feeling. This is not a movie. This is not Rocky III, where Rocky is going against Thunderbolt. Ooh, that was his name, or Hulk Hogan, okay?
Floyd is not interested in boxing anymore.
Okay.
So he's interested in cashing in on events.
Before he wants an exhibition with me, but I disagree, and I want to fight with exhibition with him. I want to fight a real fight like this. So this is it. This is what I'm waiting for.
Outspoken commentators Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman sparked fresh drama by ripping into Floyd Mayweather Jr. over the Manny Pacquiao rematch, after Mayweather publicly dismissed it as merely an exhibition, even though reports claim contracts are already signed for a legitimate fight. Stephen A. believes Mayweather is intentionally stirring confusion and playing psychological games.
I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop.
Like Stephen A., numerous commentators argue that Floyd Mayweather's comments labeling the Pacquiao rematch as an exhibition may be a strategic tactic instead of real uncertainty or a contract violation. By presenting the matchup in a dramatic, controversial light, he could be deliberately fueling headlines, sparking debates, and drawing even more spotlight toward the event.
I think that this is just a selling point. I think ultimately Mayweather has to agree to whatever the contract is. If it's a fight, I think one of the comments the other day really made a point that, one of the comments in our chat made a point that, has really stuck with me. Mayweather has to know the terms he agreed to. Come on, I mean, you can't just sign something and not know those terms. He's got to know that if it is, in fact, it has to be a fight, then he would do this. And he knows he's got to go through with a fight. He may just be saying this just to sell the fight in general. Just you sell it as, make it a talking point, make it a controversial point, so that people want to wind up, talking about it more. It becomes a topic of discussion, and then from that perspective, people end up watching. More people end up watching it because it becomes more of a polarizing topic of conversation. So I don't know. I see this eventually getting straightened out. I think it has to. I mean, Floyd has to fight right now. I think Mayweather probably wants to fight right now. I mean, Mayweather wants to fight and probably has to fight right now, and Pacquiao seems to want to and have to as well. So in one way or another, I think it's going to hit.
The drama exploded after Mayweather publicly called the rematch an exhibition, directly clashing with Pacquiao's claims and the expectations of promoters, broadcasters, and other key figures working on the event. That abrupt change in messaging shocked everyone involved and instantly triggered suspicion, making many people question what was really happening behind the scenes.
Manny, by chance, did you see what Floyd said? I think he might saying that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight.
Is that what's his feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract that we signed is a real fight.
Real fight, okay. Yeah, because I know he said.
I wouldn't fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or not.
Yeah, it's a real fight. Yeah.
Is Spears still in Las Vegas?
That's the contract that he signed. I mean,
yeah. Okay, so it's still happening then.
He has to remember that.
But it's still on? It's still happening?
Oh yeah, we did sign the contract already, so there's no reason why.
Why wouldn't?
Why wouldn't?
Yeah. All right. Look good. You look already in shape. What adjustments do you think you're gonna make for the rematch? Adjustments compared to the first fight.
I have the improved and better strategy compared to the last one.
Manny Pacquiao Promotions has accused Mayweather of violating the contract, insisting he signed several official agreements confirming the matchup as a real professional fight. They say they have solid evidence to back it up, including verified digital signatures, paperwork trails, and formal documentation that clearly supports their claims.
There has been a breach of contract in terms of what Mayweather had to say the fight weekend of Fundora and Thurman. Apparently he did an interview, said that it was an exhibition, that these guys didn't have anything to prove, that their legends were already set in stone, and that it would be an exhibition. He wasn't sure if it was going to be at the Sphere. Apparently, that is not true. According to a Boxing Scene article that interviewed Jazz Mathur, the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, said that, yes, the fight is contracted for the Sphere, booked at the Sphere, scheduled at the Sphere for September 19th. It is booked as a professional fight, not as an exhibition. It was never booked as an exhibition, which makes sense because Netflix got behind it, and I would assume that they would not want an exhibition. We said the other day, I think it was actually yesterday, we said that this fight has to be a real fight and not an exhibition because, one, Netflix is involved, two, Manny Pacquiao wants that get back, and two, also just betting lines. It's a huge aspect of this sport, and this kind of fight is going to generate a ton of money.
Max Kellerman boldly insists that in a rematch, Manny Pacquiao would easily stop Floyd Mayweather Jr. He highlights Pacquiao's higher activity level in recent years, along with faster combinations and non-stop pressure, arguing that this constant pace and sharp offense would be too much for Mayweather to handle.
So Pacquiao is the active, sharper fighter by the time he fights Floyd in a rematch, and Floyd would be in danger of being stopped. And in that fight, there is a very good chance that Pacquiao will stop Floyd Mayweather.
What?
Manny Pacquiao has repeatedly demanded a sanctioned rematch, firmly refusing any suggestion that it should be treated as an exhibition. He insists the bout must be a fully recognized professional fight rather than a promotional spectacle. This position sharply conflicts with Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s reported stance, making it harder for the matchup to proceed unless clear competitive terms are formally agreed.
It's up to him. If he come out to retirement, then we'll have a Mayweather Pacquiao too.
Would you do an exhibition with him, or would you potentially entertain an exhibition with someone like maybe a Conor McGregor?
No, I don't like exhibition. Like I want if Mayweather is my opponent, I don't like exhibition. Like I want a fight. Like there's a decision.
Reports indicate that Floyd Mayweather Jr. may have already received upfront payments tied to a signed agreement for a sanctioned professional fight with Manny Pacquiao. The money was reportedly issued under the assumption that the bout would be officially recognized, sparking concerns that any attempt to reclassify the event could potentially contradict the original contract terms.
Floyd Mayweather has already taken a cash advance payment of his purse for the upcoming Manny Pacquiao rematch on Netflix, despite it currently being in jeopardy. I don't even know how that's possible. Who gave him a cash advance before they even got to the fight? I understand like paying some up front to secure the fight, but paying everything? Maybe it's not what it is. Maybe the cash advance is like partially. But still, what? So if this is to be believed, and this is via ESPN, this is not, random Twitter person reporting this. I think Mike Coppinger also reported the same thing. If this is to be believed, Floyd took a cash advance and then undermined the promotion of his own fight to try to protect his 50-0 record and still make a bet.
Stephen A. Smith has been openly critical of Floyd Mayweather Jr., questioning the caliber of opponents the undefeated boxing legend has opted to face in recent years and suggesting the level of competition may not reflect the standards expected of a fighter of his stature.
When you're that great and you're that elite, no one not just anyone deserves to be in the ring with you, even if you are retired, even if it is for exhibition purposes. A lot of people out there wish they could be in the ring, on a basketball court with a LeBron James. All right? You don't deserve it. You're not him. You're not on his level. He's so elite. He's so phenomenal. You don't deserve to be in that arena with him unless you've earned it. So that's just how I look at it. These exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Kellerman contends that Floyd has perfected a pattern of selecting high-paying, low-risk matchups against YouTubers and UFC fighters with limited boxing backgrounds. According to him, this approach lets Mayweather collect huge earnings while steering clear of the real danger posed by today's elite professional boxers.
Floyd was like, well, actually, from the fighter's point of view, my best interest is take minimal risk, maximum reward, not get hit, get out with all my money and all my marbles, right? Like, that's in the fighter's best interest. Fighters' and fans' interests diametrically opposed. And so what Floyd figured out after a while, for example, with Pacquiao, Stephen A., is I don't have to fight this dude at the height of his powers. I can wait. Okay, I'll fight him now. Now there's pent-up demand. I'm going to make 5 times more than I would have made back then to fight a guy who's not as dangerous as he was back then. That's smart. And then what he realizes, wait a minute, because Conor McGregor's rise, I don't even have to fight fighters, boxers. I can fight dudes who don't box and make $100 million. Now, what fool wouldn't do that if he could? Why fight a guy who's trained his whole life to box you for $30 million when you can fight a guy who hasn't trained his whole life boxing for $100 million? Well, of course, Floyd's right about that, so that's what he did. And since then, he's realized, Stephen A., he never has to get in the ring with a dude who's trained his whole life to box, and he can make money. Whether it's a Japanese kickboxer, right, who's smaller than him, whether it's Logan Paul, who's a YouTube star who's twice his size, it doesn't matter. If you haven't trained in boxing your whole life, it's easy work for Floyd at any age, and he's going to make tens and tens of millions of dollars to...
Adding further fuel to the controversy is Mayweather's ongoing participation in exhibition bouts against non-boxers and crossover athletes. Some reports even suggest that his scheduled exhibitions, including a clash with kickboxer Mike Zambides, may potentially breach the Pacquiao agreement itself, intensifying scrutiny over his current fight commitments.
This could be one of the most detrimental moments in Floyd Mayweather's career. Floyd Mayweather is back. Iron Mike Zambides is actually from K1. And this dude was a monster. From the highlights I've seen, he would walk up to you, fire off combinations, and send your chin into the fourth dimension. Here's the only problem. His last fight was 10 years ago. So I don't expect Zambides to, put on a masterful performance against Mayweather and beat him. But I also don't expect Mayweather to do a lot of damage to Zambides. Mayweather's 48 years old. Mike Zambides is 45 years old. If Mike Zambides comes in and he's got that, quick style where he can just unload pressure on Floyd Mayweather, again, this could be a huge moment for Zambides and a detrimental moment for Mayweather. So, what do you think of Floyd Money Mayweather versus Iron Mike Zambides?
Despite the surrounding controversy, CEO Jazz Mather has maintained that the Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao rematch is still moving forward as a fully sanctioned professional fight. He expects the showdown to be explosive, fiercely competitive, and fully deserving of worldwide attention, stressing that both athletes remain in strong condition and sharp form despite their age, ensuring a legitimate, high-stakes contest rather than a staged exhibition.